Welcome everybody to the Two-Man Power Trip, the Black Man's Thought and the Nerd Lifestyle. I'm Nicholas, Mr. Go With The Flow.
And I'm the man with the plan, Maurice.
And today we got an ultra special guest in the building here. Guest, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? My name is Patrick Hickey Jr. I am the editor-in-chief of Legacy Comics. I am also an accomplished video game voice actor. I just starred in Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit, and I'm a 7-time video game history author. I'm a college professor. I'm a husband and a father. That's me.
Hey, yeah,
Woo,
you hear
yeah,
that?
okay.
We got a superstar with us. Let's go.
Ooh,
And we're back with another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast. What's up, my people? Big Zilla and the 5'3" Illa from Tokyo, Black Anime Podcast number 202 in the building. What's up, my people? How y'all doing?
How's everybody doing on this Thursday night?
We're here.
Right.
I felt that. I felt that in my soul.
and on that same energy, let's just dip into it. Let's get into that vibe, guys. How was the work week? How was the weekend? How was everything leading up to today?
I guess I'll start. The weekend was good. This week has been draining.
Oh yeah.
I know this entire week I just been like the energy has been sucked from me.
I feel you, man. It's one of those weeks where you're just like Wednesday and you're like, is it Friday yet? Tuesday, you're like, it feels like a Thursday, but it's not, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, I feel you guys. Absolutely.
I had to remind my family members that it was even Thursday. It was like Thursday. What?
Oh man. I would say for like the past 8 weeks, like my bank changed up their stuff, so I get paid on Wednesday now. So now like Wednesday is like the new Friday, so that messes things up even more, you know.
I would have thought, if I'm getting paid already, I would have thought the heavens of the weekends is right there, and then you're looking at them 2 days like, ugh.
Part of you is like, you got paid on Wednesday, so does that mean that you have to work Thursday and Friday anymore? You know, you know, right?
Looking at Thursday and Friday with disgust.
Yep. Like, I already got paid. Do I have to be like technically? You know?
Yeah, man. It seems like another level of frustration and annoyance.
Yes, definitely.
Oh my god. But yeah, getting in the certain nitty gritty of it, man. For me, my weekend was I had another friend's wedding, so that was good. A little bit of shopping here and there before my vacation going up, because that's a blessing over the horizon. Once this week is done, then I'm on vacation time. So I'm gonna be traveling out pretty soon and stuff like that. But this weekend has been testing at work all around and stuff like that, whether it be maintenance messing with me or me trying to get stuff into my office or something like that. It's been a mess. It's been a mess. I've been moving from office to office, and it's been a dealings mess.
So I guess, are you done? Is it over?
I don't even know anymore. I thought I got the shelves in my office that they said, but then they said I need another shelf or something like that. I don't know. All I know is stuff is still kind of scattered around after the move, but still at the same time, it's like it's one of those things where I probably will save it until after I come back from my vacation.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Patrick?
I'm a full-time college professor. I'm the head of the journalism program at Kingsborough Community College. I've been teaching there for 18 years, and this is the first week of the semester, so it's always a little it's always a little stressful. And then we just all the students are using a new online platform to like lay out their work and stuff, so none of my students know what the hell they're doing. None of the teachers know what the hell they're doing right now.
I was just about to ask if y'all sure on this new stuff that y'all working with.
I'm fine with it. With it. Yeah, but like I have students that are posting stuff late, and they're like, oh, I figured you'd give me more time since it's the first week and stuff. And I've heard every excuse. People have had like 5 grandparents die already the first week.
Oh my god.
That's
like,
wild.
It's crazy. It's like that, and then finals week. Like you have these kids have more cousins the last week of the semester. So but it's all good. Like I've been doing it for 18 years, so it's like I've heard all the excuses and stuff, and I'm just like, yo, listen, it's all good. Just do the work. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Like we'll figure it out. So the first week is always like trying to stay calm because no one else is. So yeah, that, and then we put out 4 new comics this week with Legacy. So that was definitely not the smartest thing to do. Like the first week of the semester, put out 4 comics, and then Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit came out like 2 weeks ago, so I've been getting DMs like crazy from people from that. So I mean, it's just been crazy. I'm getting ready for New York Comic Con. I'm running a con. I'm going to be at New York Comic Con for 2 days doing signings. I'm running a con in Staten Island right now, so it's just like I'm managing like 60 tables worth of vendors, trying to make sure everyone has what they what they need and stuff. So yeah, it's been crazy. My wife is battling breast cancer, so that's a journey within its own. Thank you.
Yes, bless up to your wife.
Thank you. But it's between that and then my son just started pre-K this week.
Oh my God.
So, like my daughter's in 2nd grade. She's a pro at this point. Like, she's just like, she's awesome in school. But my son, it's like pre-K, and like I'm surprised because like he's actually really good at it. Like he's no crying, no nothing. He's like, Daddy, you could go. I can go to school. I'm like, damn.
Big kudos to you. You win the week because my God, it's just like we complain about break and worry and stuff like that. You got a mountain of stuff. Whether it's at
that's not even all of it, man. Like I'm going to Japan soon, so I have to plan like all of that. So I'm like,
lovely place.
Dude, I am. You can talk to us. We just came back from that. We had a trip out to March. Yes, amazing time, man. Amazing time.
Nice.
Big kudos to that, and enjoy all of that and all
Thank
that
you, man.
come together. What days are you doing Comic-Con?
I'm gonna be there Friday and Sunday.
Ah, shit, we just missed you. We're going Saturday.
Nice.
I was just about to say, let us all link up,
right?
And stuff like that. Damn.
Yeah, you know what it is too. It's just like if you're an independent comic book creator, those tables are thousands of dollars. So it's just the key is to like find a place that wants your services, so you could do signings there, and then it don't cost you nothing, and then you just you take what you can get and you maximize the experience. So I got offered a Friday and a Sunday, and I'm like, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So,
Patrick, I wonder if we've ever crossed paths at Kingsborough.
We definitely probably have crossed paths there, and then like you guys chill with the Battle Club Pro people, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So like I went to high school with Joe Kim.
Wow, the world is small.
Yeah, man. I remember when Joe Kim was just starting Battle Club Pro. I used to watch Santi backyard wrestle in schoolyards back in the day. I'm like 2 years older than him. So like yeah, man, I know all of those guys for like a really long time. I used to go to a lot of the Battle Club Pro shows and cover them, but then having kids and then starting a comic book company and then da-da-da.
Listen, life is life, and you accomplishing a lot of them. So big respect, man.
Thank you. So it's just like I can't wait until my kids get a little bit older so I can start going to to wrestling shows again, because it's like a huge thing for me. I miss it. I miss it so much.
Definitely understandable and all that stuff. And I know once they get a certain age and stuff like that, you probably want to bring them out to shows.
Oh yeah, my little homegirl, she loves Mercedes Monet. Like she is like,
great.
That's her boo. Like she comes out, she does the little
dance and everything.
She does the dance. I'm like, yo, don't do that, in public, because she like memorized it, and I'm like, where did you learn that? She's like, oh, I saw it on YouTube. I Googled her to see her entrance. And I'm like, nah, don't do that ever again. But I remember she used to like Bailey a lot and Becky Lynch. And then I started showing her a lot of the New Japan stuff when Mercedes was over there. And that New Japan female stuff just hits different,
Definitely. Yes. Especially in any kind of form of like GIF or anything like that.
Yep. And then little girl was like, yo, she wrestles like hardcore, like the dudes wrestle. And I'm like, yeah, man, she don't play. And then when she went into AEW, my daughter was just like, yep, that's it. That's my girl. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So
good. You gotta love the heroes that you can see in that, and the kids gravitating through these wrestlers and stuff like that. It's great. It's great to hear.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So let's go on to the next discussion of the evening. Let's go into the off the cuff discussion. A small subsection discussion that I have that I want to bring to the table. And I just want to bring to the table to talk to you guys on your opinions. If you have seen what the talk has been about with Sony, the Sony conversation and the PS5 Pro.
Man, listen.
Sounds like y'all know what I'm about to bring it up. So there you go. It's on the table. We're going to talk this cash money that they talking. So go ahead. What's your thoughts on the PS5 Pro? Go ahead.
So you going to tell me for $700 you couldn't even include a disc drive? Or a stand?
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
This what we doing?
That's what we doing.
Guys, you know what's happening.
What?
Do you feel it? You should feel it. You should just rub your hand across your arm. The hair is sticking up because you're getting so frustrated over the fact that there's no disc drive. You know what we are now?
What?
We're the old gamers.
Oh, facts.
Oh yeah, we've been that for
These
a little
kids.
bit now.
Yo, oh my God, my nephew is 16, and whenever I buy him a game, he takes the game out of the case because I always buy physical media.
Mm-hmm.
He'll take the game out of the case and put it in like a little, like, those little like booklets that we used to have back in the day.
Oh God, I missed them. Yeah.
And he throws out the case.
Oh no!
So like you're talking, I'm not sure if you guys could like see my man cave, but like I have over 5,000 video games. We're talking from Commodore 64, Atari 2600 to PS5. Like I've written 7 books on video game history. I've interviewed thousands of video game creators. I adore physical media, and
I mean, we've had many conversations about the importance of physical media, especially in this day and age with all the stuff disappearing. Everything you download, nothing of your own control, and not in its original stylings and stuff like that. It's important to keep that.
So that's the thing though too now. So now they're going to be able to, it's going to be download mostly, like Walmart is going to start slowly not selling physical discs anymore. And then Best Buy and then,
I was about to bring up Best Buy.
Yep. And then Amazon. So my other thing is too, I have a ton of Blu-ray and DVDs just for the fact that, I live in Staten Island. So it's nice here. I love it, but the internet is spotty sometimes. So you'll go 2 hours with no internet. And sometimes my kids will go crazy. And I'm like, let's just go downstairs and just pick out like 3 or 4 movies, and they'll come downstairs and they'll pick out like The Wizard of Oz, Nightmare Before Christmas, The Hobbit and stuff, and they can't believe that I have all this stuff. I'm like, you need this stuff. These are staples of your childhood. You need to be able to watch them whenever you want. The Wiz, like everything from The Lord of the Rings to The Wiz to Repo the Genetic Opera. You guys remember that?
Yep.
All sorts of crazy off-the-wall stuff. Rock of Ages, School of Rock, Annie, fun stuff. So this way these kids can watch it whenever they want, because you know what? That's the thing too. Do you guys remember when the WWE Network went on Peacock and you were like, wait, what happened to a lot of the ECW stuff?
Oh, yeah. Big time.
They took it down. So, but the thing is, if you have all those old WWE DVDs, you could watch all that stuff whenever you want.
It's that, but how they change up the music.
I was just about to bring that up too.
It's
DDP's music is like
don't get me started, man.
Nothing freaks you out more than just going into the streaming and checking out that stuff, and then all the themes have just changed. And you're like, nah, that's not how that is. That's not how I remember that at all.
I think my biggest problem too with this with the 700 PS5 Pro thing is the hardware inside isn't much better either. So it's like you're giving us a slightly better hardware, minusing the disk drive. But then the thing that I'm really more scared of is the precedence that this could set with other video game companies, because Sony is basically like, we're the king right now, so we're gonna do what we want because we want. If I was Nintendo, I would announce the next Nintendo console, and it would just be a picture of the console and then a price tag for like $400, and then I would just drop the mic.
I feel like this is about the easiest time, because they said before 2024 we were supposed to get more info on the next Nintendo Switch or whatever they got coming out next. So I think they're really on the cusp. If they want to drop the info, this is kind of the perfect time.
Yeah, because I mean, right now,
yeah.
So this is the last thing really too that like I kind of expected from Sony. And the thing is though too, this really hurts a lot of indie game developers too, because if the system costs that much, they've got to be charging, other prices for, indie people to get their games on there and stuff. So like Nintendo's one of the companies that's like doing it right now. And then this is the thing too, I don't know how you guys feel, but it's like I don't really feel the massive difference between PS4 and PS5 quite yet. And the PS5 has been out for a while now. And it's just like, do you remember the bump from PS1 to PS2 and the bump from PS2 to PS3? Indeed. Like there was a bump in visuals and gameplay and stuff, and I'm just like, man, if you play like WWE or NHL or Madden and stuff like that, is it really like a $700 difference?
I keep thinking in my head how far the graphics can go whenever I see like the 2K series and they go from detail to detail, because I'm like, how much realer can this get?
Then the thing is though too, it's just like the gameplay. How has the gameplay evolved from PS4 to PS5?
This console generation, this PS5 generation, this Xbox Series X generation has been trash.
I mean, I don't really feel a difference. And it's just like, it's funny because when I was an editor at NBC for quite some time, and I used to piss off the 2K people all the time. I used to piss off like Ronnie 2K all the time because like I remember like NBA 2K like 13 and 14. I'm like, is this really like $60 worth the improvements?
Nah.
And then they would get pissed off when I would give the game like a 7 out of 10. And I'm like, yo, listen, it's playable. It's a great game, but y'all really haven't changed that much from last year. And so now it's like, there's really been, think about it. The WWE games have tried really hard to like break out of the pack the last like 2 or 3 years to really like reinvent the series. But like, you look at like Madden, you look at NHL, you look at NBA, what have been the massive gameplay innovations over the last 10 years? There has not been a lot.
It's just roster updates.
They know they got the people on a hook and they just going to keep dropping and dropping. So they have no motivation to change it up because people are going to be like, oh, the next 2K and stuff like that. I guess there's no crossover and the same people kind of complaining and stuff like that. When they're involved in that 2K and they want that roster update, they just going to hop into it. Whether the wrestling majority of stuff like that, they kind of a little bit more vocal the last couple of years, and we've seen those changes, especially from like 2K20 when that was controversial and all that mess was going down with the buggy system,
which couldn't even run on a Switch. You guys ever play 2K20 on this Switch?
It was not a pleasant experience at all.
I remember that first time Roderick Strong was in one of those games, and I had it on the Switch, and boy, was that a mistake! I spent money on that.
It's so bad. I still own it. I just have it to look at it from time to time.
I had to get rid of that quick.
But $700, man. It's just for no. I mean, listen, I'm old now. I'm 41. I need a disc drive. I need it. Like.
And I like what I was saying earlier. It's like for this generation, like each generation will have that game that really says, "Okay, this is what this console was for."
Yes,
and then the games that preceded would continue that trend. I haven't seen that game yet for the PS5 or the Series X, for that matter. That game that says, "Hey, this is what this console is supposed to do."
Yeah, that's defining. And the thing is too, that defining exclusive game to that console. Because the thing is, it's just like if you bought a Series X or a PS5, you're getting basically like you're getting an extremely similar experience minus Game Pass. Game Pass is what sells the Xbox, And then the thing is too, when Sony started to release the show on Switch and Xbox, I'm like, why would they do that? Because it's just like that was like one of the last like real exclusives that like drove people, like millions of people would want to play the show on PlayStation, and now you just gave that opportunity. Like, I miss the days when you could play Contra 3 Alien Wars on the Super Nintendo and you couldn't play it on the Genesis. They had a completely different Contra game on the Genesis, and it's just like those days. And you guys remember when there was 4 or 5 different basketball games, when there was 6 or 7 different football games, when there was like 5 different wrestling games, it's just like those are the days of video games that I really miss. And it's just like, I miss when games were done the day they came out. I mean, the thing is too, like I've reviewed hundreds of video games and it's like day one patch.
Yeah. That irritates me to no fault, whether they have that or they're already ready on day one that hit you with the DLC trailer and stuff like that. And I'm like, all right, so y'all are just gonna prove that not everything is in this, and y'all haven't given y'all all. Y'all gonna continue to work on it over time. It's a lot, man.
And the thing is,
so
like,
unfinished.
I've done voice acting in over 25 games over the past 7 years, and it's from WrestleQuest, I did 90 voices in. I did Macho Man Randy Savage. I did a ton of voices in that game, and it's just like those guys work super hard. I feel like that game was finished when it came out, but then what happens is the fans have a bigger say now than ever before. So like the developers will go on to the Steam community boards and the Discord and stuff, and they actually make the games better based on like what gamers say. But at the same time too, it's just like if you're a developer, you're talking, instead of a game taking 2 years out of your life, it takes 4, so it's just like the work like never stops. So it's just like I feel for a lot of the game developers, but at the same time too, man, it's just like $700 is a lot of money.
Oh yeah. And to go off of what you're saying from before, you can listen to all the different comments and what people say and stuff like that. But if you follow every single comment, you never going to,
you're going to go crazy.
Everybody got a thought. Everybody wants something you can't satisfy everybody
And that's what sequels are for. You know, it's like, I remember
Yeah.
this was probably like 8 or 9 years ago. I was so lucky. I was interviewing like one of the founding fathers of EA Sports, Michael Brook, and he was the assistant producer on the first NHL, on the first Madden, on NFL 95, on NBA 95. This guy is a heavy hitter. And he's just like, back in the day, we knew the first Madden was good, but we knew the second one was going to be better because we would have more time. Then the second one, we knew we were going to be able to fix all the problems with the first one and make it a little bit better. They're like, by the third game, we knew that we had something cooking. He goes, but the thing was, you had to get to the third game. Now, man, I feel bad for somebody if they come out with a game. Sometimes the fans are so rough, you only get one. So that
that's chance.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
So
it's crazy.
Yeah, I miss the times when I could just put a disc in and play the game.
And that's it.
I miss that. Like you were saying, back in the day. When when a game was made, you had one shot. However it was, that's how it was. With no patches, with no updates, however that game was, that's how it went. And that's how it will be for eternity.
And you use those glitches sometimes to like your benefit. You know, so I'm sure you guys can remember glitches in games that you were like, yo, no one knows about this. I'll be getting me another life right here.
Yeah.
You know,
oh man.
Put $700 and no disc drive. You know what it is though? Like again, it's these 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25-year-old that demographic, 17 to 25. They don't even want to go in GameStop anymore.
Yeah, no. That's why these days at Best Buy, GameStop, it'd be empty as fuck.
It's all old people. It's people in wheelchairs and stuff. I remember, you know, and it's like, man, I hang out a lot in the comic book store in Staten Island, and it's just like Jim Hanley's awesome little comic book store, and the clientele is all like 40s, 50s, and 60s, and then the teenagers come in and they don't buy anything and they think they know everything, and I'm just like, man, you guys, it's just a different era. You know, they're so lazy they don't even want to put a disc in the drive. You know,
so and it's like for my thing. At the $700 price point for the PS5 Pro, I would look at the Steam Deck. I would look at building a PC at that point. It's like, what's the difference at this point?
The $700 better give me a foot massage too.
Yeah. Pedicure on that, big relax. Massager and everything.
Yeah, the reason you got the console versus the PC was price, but
now
it's like
get to building.
Back in the day too, man, Sony was great in the fact that all of the games that were online, you didn't have to pay for. You just went online and played, you know, PS2, PS3, and then when PS4 came all of a sudden, so now it's just like you buy like Diablo, you buy like all these games that like need online, and it's just like you put the disc in and then you got to pay more money on top of it, and it's just like you got to just stop nickel and diming people for them to
pretty much.
It's crazy now, you know. It's like I remember the first time I popped in like Super Street Fighter 4 or whatever, and I didn't shut off like the online setting, and somebody just came in my game and started playing against me, and I'm like, yo, I play video games. I play video games to be left alone. Who are you? And they're talking to me and talking trash, and I'm just like, who are you? Like
I'm here to give you this combo.
It's so different, you know. It's like my daughter will come downstairs into where I am now in my man cave, and I have like the online stuff set up to play, but then I have like an old CRT TV, and I have the Nintendo 64 set up, and I have a bunch of ROM hacks for WrestleMania 2000. So I have a WrestleMania 2000 ROM hack where it's like the entire WCW roster from like 1988 to like 1992, and my daughter will be like, "Who are you playing against?" I'm like, "The computer. Leave me alone." You know, it's just like that's the type of gamer I am. So yeah, when I saw that announcement, $700, no disc drive, and then I'm just like, I remember when you would buy a system, you would get a game with it, not some Astro Robot nonsense tutorial on how to use the controller, you know. But you would get 2 controllers with your game. With your console.
Man.
Now the controller costs like $80, man.
Yep. Everything's gone up. The price of games gone up. Everything. They it's no mercy in a time of inflation is no mercy.
Yep, man. When you got to choose between going food shopping and then buying the season pass for AEW,
of course.
That's the problem.
You took it down.
Listen, man. Listen. But But on that point, I'm gonna close the off the cuff small subsection discussion, and let's get into some nerd / reboot / general news. So right off the docket, we can talk about this. We had a couple of deaths this week in the community. R.I.P. to first off James Earl Jones. Big respect on all of us in probably the grow up era or just watching his movies in general. But big shout outs to Darth Vader and everything, and Mufasa. Big shout outs to that in general.
The Negro League star in the backyard of the Sandlot. He played with Babe Ruth.
That too. Look at that. Legends all around, man. Legends all around. And also we said R.I.P. to Frankie Beverly. Before I let you go, hitting all the same for everybody. And this is a big shot to the Black community and just people who enjoy music and movies in general. So quick silence for that. And then on to the next part of our nerd and reboot news. Some Emmy wins have come out this week, and we were talking about from before with X-Men and Blue Eye Samurai coming up. We just found out this week that Blue Eye Samurai actually won the Emmy for Best Animated Series of the Year so far. Patrick, did you get a chance to see Blue Eye Samurai on Netflix?
No, I have not. Sadly,
I would definitely recommend it.
I have to. I was all in on X-Men 97 though, man.
Oh yeah. Definitely. And to say that Blue Eye Samurai won the Emmy over X-Men 97 is really saying something, especially after the year X-Men has had just in general. But I would definitely recommend it. It's a very good series. We reviewed it with another one of our friends beforehand and stuff like that. It's super good. So I'd recommend that definitely for sure. Also today we just got a trailer, like a third trailer on the Venom third movie. I don't even what's the tagline of it, but it was shown.
It's Venom 3. Spend more money.
Yes, yeah, pretty freaking much. And it showed did you get this chance to see the trailer, Patrick, today?
Yes.
Okay, so you have any thoughts on Null?
I love Donny Cates. So Donny Cates is the creator of Null. That Donny Cates run of Venom just totally revitalized it for me, because for so long I was just like, can somebody please write some good Venom, please? And then this Donny Cates comes along and just writes like a ton of great Venom. So, and then the first two movies, to me, if you separate Spider-Man, if you separate Venom from the Spider-Verse, the Venom movies are extremely enjoyable.
I think they're fun.
They're a lot of fun. You know, they're like the way like a Charles Bronson action movie are fun. Yeah. You know, you got to just take it like for what it is. And
I like the buddy cop dynamic, and it just gets very outlandish with them. So I think out of all of them ones that Sony likes to steal from the Spideyverse and create their own legacy, I think Venom did a good job at separating itself. Everybody else,
absolutely, and it's made money. You know, so. Yeah. And
Venom's a popular character.
Yep. And Null is so badass in the comics. So I cannot wait to see. The only thing that sucks is like, I don't know if we're going to be able to see Null as strong.
Not in his pure form. I don't think these kind of movies, because I mean, look at Carnage in the last one. Was he exactly what you had always imagined, or did he get a little bit get nerfed or something like that? Yeah. Did you hear who's playing Null though?
No, who?
Norman Reedus from Walking Dead.
Oh, I'm down with that.
Yeah, when I saw, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Because the thing is, like, if you're a comic book fan, Null is like the guy that ripped Sentry in half. Oof. You know, he ripped Marvel's Superman in half. Sorry for the spoiler if you haven't read it.
No. I've heard. I only know inferences of Null and stuff like that, and just being the king and all that stuff. But it's like I never imagined. Like I never imagined we would have gotten this far into the Venom franchise to do a third movie, to be honest. But I mean, to introduce someone, if you know what you know with Null, I mean that's great. Null, and people was joking about it on Twitter, saying like, "What if Null's like their Thanos?"
Well, this is the thing. It's like if you guys don't, if anyone listening doesn't know who Null is, the easiest way to say is he's the king of the symbiotes. But he's like Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII and Venom. He's like Venomized Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. That's basically what he is. He is complete utter carnage, badass. You know, so. I'm super interested to see how this all works out.
My expectations is somewhere it's leaning, because I know what kind of series, especially even the trailer that we get. I mean, it's a fun go, and then you see, and then you feel like it's towards the end and stuff like that. But at the same time, you're like, you want to temper, because you're not thinking like this might be ground shaking or anything like that. But hey, they could hit it out the park. A silly ass movie can have some of the best villains ever.
Just like, I mean, listen, the MCU, Deadpool Wolverine proved that the MCU doesn't need to take itself as seriously if they want to make money and have fun. And the best news about this Venom movie is that it's not a musical. So
right. Didn't they say that was what they were aiming with the second one?
Well, no, I was joking around with the fact that like the Joker Harley Quinn movie. I mean,
shit! Oh yeah, damn! Yeah, I completely forgot that mess.
I'm gonna watch it.
Reviews was going. I want to watch it, but the reviews was going all over the place with that.
But it's like a musical, really? I don't know.
I feel like they was trying to do something, because they didn't want to. They don't want to step on the toes of the first movie of being its own thing. So they was like a musical, and the second one was gonna be like their grand, something like way different and wackier in the sense of them. I'm gonna see it, but the reviews is all over the place.
I would love to be in like a board meeting for DC and just listen to some of the ideas where it's just like, let's take like our only profitable movie of the past like 3 years and turn it into a musical. Like
now or then, when it was whatever the hell they was trying to put together with the hierarchy of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
well, see, that's the thing too, because if you ask The Rock, Black Adam was a financial success, but then the thing is, like, when you add in marketing, because this is the thing too, if you guys don't know, a film has to make 3 times its budget to be considered a success, and Black Adam did not do that, you know. So
how could it?
You know, so. And then a lot of the rumors were that like The Rock spent millions of dollars like on set for like his peoples and like food and like all this other stuff that they racked up like a bill at the end of that, and The Rock was just like, I'll let y'all handle this.
Yeah, we heard some news about Dwayne, so yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for the Venom movie. That should be fun.
The biggest villain in the DC universe.
Okay, but yeah, going on to next bit of news just in general. So a lot of people was talking about so last Saturday we had the AEW pay-per-view, the All Out. Finally known from some people on Twitter is AEW Crash Out pay-per-view, because whatever the heck was happening before and All Out was obviously the darkened verse of whatever the heck was going on. And last recording we talked about by the time we recorded last week, this was right after the incident of Hangman burning down the childhood home of Swerve, and we didn't know what the heck to come of what their lights out cage match was going to be. And now the pay-per-view has passed by, and I just want to get opinions all around of how the dark fantastical fantasy of that pay-per-view was to everybody.
You know what? It was a lot.
It was a lot.
I'm just like, sometimes I'm so confused with AEW, because it's like they're trying very hard. And the in-ring product is awesome.
Yeah.
They always deliver in-ring. And it's just like, I really like when they slow down and they try and tell stories like as long form as possible. And like they screwed up with the demon and stuff like that, you know, and not the demon, the whole Adam Cole thing and the devil, you know,
I still go through the wane of that. It's just what happened to Adam Cole is really just what sparked the end of that, and they just could not pivot. And they tried their best to work around everything, and it just did not work. Adam Cole was just too taken out, and we're going up to about a year of that, and Adam Cole is still like he's practicing to get back, and it's been a mess since, man.
It's rough. It's rough. It's like right now, it's kind of scary when you think about it, because like AEW has like easily 5 or 6 really good in-ring rivalries right now, but it's like some of the best story is the really small stuff. Like, I can't lie, I have to be as transparent as possible. I'm a Jeff Jarrett guy. I love him. I've met him. I've hung out with him.
Damn, that's great.
Well, because he was executive producer on WrestleQuest, you know, like I've broken bread with him and stuff like that. Super nice guy, and I listen to this podcast. But the thing is, it's just like the stuff that he's doing with Adam Page right now That's some of like the best storyline that's going on in AEW. You know,
I think the second they started to inject his personality with the Owen Hart tournament,
yes,
and turning him into the huge baby face that
Yup.
he feels that he is, has been like a send between that and then telling Brian to lock in before All In and stuff like that. All he's been doing, he feels like the heart of the company,
and
somehow.
he's been putting a lot of the younger guys over and stuff. But the thing is,
time.
that's a big problem though, when that's the best storyline going in the company. You know what I'm saying? If that was just the middle of the card, that would be like kind of like your icing on top of the cake. But it's just like for that, like Tony Khan needs to really like kind of just like slow down and be like, all right, why do we keep flipping MJF back and forth constantly? Why have we not had like a secondary title that anyone really cares about, despite the fact that we have a million titles, you know? Like it's just they're in a rough spot, you know.
I feel they're starting to get there with the stories. Like we had the long form with Swerve and Hangman.
Yes,
I like the mix in with Jarrett and Jeff Jarrett, basically being that old school guy. Especially like this week when he had that confrontation with Hangman. He's like, tell him, listen, I've been where you are. And I'm trying to tell you what's gonna happen. I'm trying to stop you from making the same mistakes I did. Hangman ain't trying to hear nothing of it.
And you put your hands on his wife.
I hope they continue to go somewhere with that.
I'm intrigued with this current John Moxley stuff, even though this week has gotten very confuddled and whatever the heck they are doing with a lot of stuff, especially with Grand Slam and changing a lot of matches here and there and stuff like that. I'm on the hook, but it seems like they're doing a lot of stuff on the fly, and I definitely understand if they're worried about ticket selling and stuff like that, especially over here where Grand Slam has lost its number in the last couple of years and stuff like that. But it's like you're on the path of like creating good stuff without having people confused, and then we hit it with a mean swerve, and now everything's kind of like, don't lose all the luster you've had for the last couple of weeks for it to just falter now.
I feel like Tony Khan really he's like the guy from Harry Potter, the teacher that just likes to collect great students. And I feel like Tony Khan loves to collect great wrestlers or wrestlers that once upon a time were great. So it's just like, listen, Nigel McGuinness in Ring of Honor, if you got to watch that man in his prime in Ring of Honor, man, you know, but then it's just like now
even early days TNA when
Desmond Wolfe, man, absolutely. But now it's just like, wait, now we're gonna give him a title shot. Now we're
they're gonna save that for later.
So
why now? They're gonna save that for later.
So I'm curious about that because I still keep seeing the graphic of it, but they're saying it's not. I don't think it's a world title match. I think it's just signed on for a match.
Yeah, I don't think it could be a world title match because technically Darby's the number one contender.
Yeah, and that whole thing with, I mean, I could understand if Moxley convinced him and stuff like that, but also the sell job was that they were saying he wasn't going to make it. And then they keep saying the asterisks, if he could, and that's kind of dangerous to sell that when you already have a graphic up and stuff like that. So that pretty much still guarantees he should be there. So I don't know. That's this week got things all twisted up.
None of this would go on in the WWE. I hate to say
not
it like
right
that.
now. Not right now.
Yeah.
It's just what makes that strange is if Nigel is getting a title shot, then that makes the whole interaction between Darby and Moxley pointless.
Yeah, it was
because
confusing.
Moxley could have just went and got a title shot for himself.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like some pivot was definitely made for they was looking at the tickets costs and stuff like that, and they didn't think Darby and Brian was the right time for the motion and stuff like that. But I don't know. All I know is I think we're ideally speed running this Brian thing before the end of the year because I mean, he's been saying that his neck has been, fucked up and stuff like that, and he might actually need the surgery and stuff like that. So this is probably a nice legacy run for a short time, but like I don't think we got him for that much longer.
Yeah.
I need Samoa Joe to hurry up finish filming.
And
get back already because this is getting ridiculous.
I enjoyed the Twisted Metal show and stuff like that. And season 2 is probably going to be popping and stuff like that. But like, finish filming. We need Joe back for some fun time. I missed that. What they was working with the trios with him, Shibata and Hook. Doing that Pulp Fiction chat before we murder you stuff. I was enjoying the hell out of that.
Samoa Joe is such a class act, man.
Of course. Big time.
Big
time. But yeah, so moving on from that news, last week we got some interesting stuff. So Patrick, how familiar are with the information of the whole stuff that's going on with the Linkin Park and the new vocalist controversy and the new? Did they put out the new album or it was just a new song?
So they've got a new vocalist and people are pissed off. But the thing is, it's just like, listen, this happens in bands all the time. Yep. You know, like I've been a journalist for 20 years. I've interviewed tons of musicians. And it's just like bands break up all the time, and then even you think of like bands that have been around forever. If you look up like the Rolling Stones, if you look up the Beatles, had more than the Fab Four. They had another drummer once upon a time. Van Halen, Metallica, all these bands go through changes. And the thing is, it's just like man, no one expected this guy to pass away when he did. So the thing is, like, if you're in this band and you need to pay the bills,
exactly, he would want you to move on. It's not like they're going back in time and erasing and redoing all the views that he did. It's like no, it's like he would want the band to move forward, and whatever that looks like.
Because that's the thing too. I mean, think about it. Like, I don't know how old you guys are, but like I remember when I was like 11, 12 years old and Kurt Cobain died, and I was like, yo, Nirvana's done. And then like 2 years later, all of a sudden the Foo Fighters come out, and I'm just like, yo, because the thing is, so you're trying to say like, if this guy dies, then like these guys are never supposed to play anymore. And like real talk, the Foo Fighters have had a lot more hits than Nirvana ever had, So like David Grohl proved to people that he might even be more talented than Kurt Cobain. So the thing is, like, maybe the rest of this band is just as good without him as they are with him, you know? So why don't we give them that opportunity? But like, yo, people on the internet, oh my god,
people love to dig up shit, and anytime it's something against their thought or anything they like, they will dig up all kinds of dirt and throw everything at a person to make them seem the worst person before we even start anything.
It's crazy. So I'm interested to see where they go. And then real talk, there's not enough female fronted rock out there anymore.
Agreed.
At all. Like I miss when Paramore was like good, and like Evanescence, and and it's just like all those bands they don't exist the same way anymore. They're not as good. So it's just like, yo, if those guys from Linkin Park want to throw a homegirl in the mix and see what they could come up with, yo, let's go.
Let's go. A mix, and it's different, and they're trying something new and stuff like that, and give them the grace. Give them the grace.
Absolutely.
Give it a chance. So give it a chance.
Yep. All right. So in the last couple of bits of nerd news, so it was announced today. There's a game out there that I think it's free to play, but they go through seasons like any other platform fighter and stuff like that. But in the game Multiverses, I want to talk to co-host specifically on that. They added 3 characters to it. One that we're familiar to. Yeah. They added the Pop-Up Girls to the new season of Multiverses.
They added the villains, the red, the green, the blue one. Oh no.
Yeah, they hit a jump. They're one character, but they're like 3 in a pack, and they beat people up in combo moves. So it sounds like it's perfect. Yeah, it sounds like it's perfect. Yeah, so moving on from that, it was announced today that they showed off some Dragon Ball GT characters for the new trailer for Sparking Zero. That should be coming out in about a month now and stuff like that. So people wasn't too sure if the Dragon Ball GT characters was going to be in Sparking Zero. So that's good to find out that, and some original voice casting and stuff like that all come back. It's very good. So shout outs to information on that. And also following up on news today was the release of the Marvel Collections game out on all platforms around, I think, like Switch, PS5, Xbox. Patrick, I wanted to ask you, what's your thoughts on collection like games and stuff like that? Like this Marvel Collections has coming out, and it's come out with like 7 of the old school Marvel versus Capcom, like Marvel versus Street Fighter and stuff like that, all in like one go and stuff like that, and it's re-released on the Switch. What's your thoughts on like collection based games on like variety of stuff in one go?
I think we lost Patrick.
Let's see if he taps back in. Okay, let me see if anything. Oh crap! He said he just lost power.
Oh no!
Oh no! Snap! Hold on, let me see.
All right, we'll rock out. We'll rock out till he gets back, or if he can get back. But
okay, hold on, let me tell him to. Let me see if he can tap in with his phone. Okay. In the meantime, so on our other news, we got So you seen the Shannon Sharp Instagram controversy?
Have I?
Oh my god!
But R-Truth for the comments,
oh, yo,
bro, listen.
Oh my god! The R-Truth stuff has me absolutely friggin' weak. Yo, him copying that shit bit by bit has me so damn weak, bro. Oh, snap. Okay, you tap back in, Patrick?
Yeah, I'm actually on I'm on my cell phone internet, but I have no power in my house. So this
Holy crap, man.
Yeah, man. This is some crazy. Like
So what
Now I heard you talk about them earlier.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
Like, we got something for you.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, son. All right.
It's all good.
Okay. Now I was asking from before, what's your thoughts on like collection-based games and stuff like that? Because Marvel Collections, the fighting collections thing came out today. It's like 7 games in one, from the old Marvel vs. Street Fighter to Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and everything all put together. What's your thoughts on like collection games?
I think they're great for people that want to relive their childhood. I obviously prefer having all of the originals, but sometimes some of those games are super hard to get a hold of. So it's cool that those collections are available for people.
Yeah, and I gives people the opportunity to do that when they don't have all that stuff. So stick that all in one, and it's great. And I mean, play that all on the Switch again. That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah, so, I generally enjoy those collections just to have them in one place.
Oh yeah,
some of us, they're spread across different consoles and different generations, but to have them, it's nice to have those little bundles where they're just in one place and you can go back in time.
Yep, do different things with them and whatnot. But yeah, so
Absolutely.
we got that, and so I was talking to co-host from before. Another part of this news is the Shannon Sharp IG controversy and stuff like that, the shit that was going on, and the R-Truth parody to it. So, Patrick, did you get to see R-Truth making fun of the Shannon Sharp situation?
No, I didn't, but now I have to.
Oh yes, man. R-Truth did a parody video to the video that Shannon Sharp had on IG, and R-Truth is the gift that keeps on gifting, because he was already found out in the comments of that video talking about it's not PG with Unks doing and stuff like that, and then he decided to do his own parody video with the jokes. Man, you got to check that out. I'll even send you the link on Twitter.
Yeah, please send me the link. I can't wait.
That shit was hilarious, man. That shit was hilarious.
R-Truth is a national treasure.
Always.
Check that man at all costs.
He continues to add on to it and stuff like that. We love R-Truth.
Listen, you can Brock Lesnar get one more crack up laughing on TV.
Oh, that would be way fun for R-Truth to have, for sure.
Just win like the Intercontinental title like on a whim and have like a nice 3-month run. It would just be hilarious.
I'm fine with that. I don't think anybody would really complain on that.
Where he thinks he won like the world title or something like that, and he keeps calling it the World Intercontinental title, Oh my God.
I can see it for sure. And the last bit on the Nerd Reboot news and anything all in general, yesterday Kendrick had dropped again. It feels like a callback to the early parts of the summer and stuff like that, but like in the bits of him being announced to be the Super Bowl halftime show and stuff like that, for him to just drop out of nowhere and on 9/11 and stuff like that is these strategical things that the boogeyman be doing. He be doing them. He be doing them, man. Kendrick is something else. I didn't even have enough time to. I listened to the song like once, and it's like the boogeyman just be coming out with spooky shit nowadays, man. He just be on that ass, and the strategical shit this entire year has been nuts.
It's been wild. Like I said, this is Ja Rule 50 all over again. It ain't going nothing.
It's gonna be something. I'm wondering if he really gonna pop up on Halloween with something next. At this point, it's the holiday shit. It's the holiday shit for sure.
But you have to wait and see.
Yep, for sure. All right, so that closed the book on Nerd and Reboot news and all the news in general. And I guess it's time for all of us to convene and stuff like that. It's time for the main event. the main event segment of the evening. We're going to be talking that Punisher special season 1 finale. We out here with our guest and we about to chat that up. But before we step into the episode, we're going to do a little bit of the fast facts and some history. So just to break it down, we got an American TV series created for Netflix under Disney Plus streaming right now. Show set on Marvel Comics character the Punisher, set in the MCU/Netflix type setting that they have going on. Spinoff from the Daredevil show that they had on Netflix as well by Marvel TV and ABC Studios. Action adventure conspiracy thriller crime drama superhero show. Currently at 2 seasons and 26 episodes, 13 each. Ran for about November 2017 to January 2019. Vigilante who uses lethal methods to fight crime takes revenge back on what happened to his family. So if there's not any more notes or anything from anybody else, I think we can step into this season finale special.
All I would say is I missed this era of Marvel.
Man, yo, them Netflix shows, I forgot. Yo, good suggestion, Patrick, because man, I forgot how this feels so different from everything else.
I was trying, you know what it is? It's just like I'm super excited for Daredevil to come back.
Oh,
so I've just been hell yeah. So I've just been trying to get into all the older stuff. I rewatched Iron Fist. I just started rewatching The Defenders and things like that. So but The Punisher, those 2 seasons of The Punisher, it was like Marvel meets like The Wire. It was so freaking
it felt
good.
like a completely different. I definitely got back into watching this show, and I was like, damn, I really forgot. Other than like the name drops or here and there, it's like, damn, you forget this was MCU at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah.
They deliberately went out of their way to say, nah, this ain't that.
The amount of blood in this episode alone, I was like, shit, woof.
Off rip, it was like, nah, this ain't that MCU.
I forgot, man. The first scene. Oof. Yeah, man. But I guess we can step into it now. We want to chat. We want to break it down, co-host.
We can start with episode 1, 3 a.m.
Oh, we going? Where we going? We doing we going straight into the season finale, or we want to chat? We want to chat in general, or we want to break it down?
We can break it down for now, and then we'll evolve as it goes.
Okay, go ahead. All right, let's chat. All
right, so the episode opens up with Frank playing his guitar with his daughter, and it jumps between him playing with his daughter and him just playing by himself, and you can see Frank is visually going through it. And this is our intro to Frank, and you just felt bad for him. So the next scene, we see Frank in a van in Alabama chasing these dudes on bikes. The dudes are shooting at him. Frank just casually brings out his shotgun, bang, 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 knock them off their bikes, and then proceeds to run them over. And I'm like, bruh. So and things continue. So the next thing we see some dude in Mexico, and he's like, yeah, I made it. Fuck the Punisher, he ain't getting me. And you got people around him saying he's the last of the cartels. And then we see Frank with a sniper rifle. So and Frank this dude while he's getting head. And I'm just like, wow. And we find out he's in El Paso. He's in Texas. He's on the U.S. border. So I hit him from a distance. And I'm just like, if you didn't think the Punisher was going to get you, and this thing set the table for like, listen, if the Punisher's coming for you, there ain't no way you could go. He going to get you.
The thing that I like the most about that episode, and then just the entire run, is that it taps into, a lot of people don't understand that, like, the Punisher had a lot of miniseries in comics, lots of hits and misses, but like the Marvel Knights Punisher stuff by Steve Dillon and Garth Ennis just tapped into this run that like Frank can just come back from any type of beating. And it's just like this entire first season, they're weaving an awesome story with Billy and all the other characters and stuff like that. But the one constant through it is just like Frank just gets beat. His ass gets beat every single episode, and he always finds a way to come back. And I feel like that's like the Punisher at its like absolute best. And I feel like they nailed it with John Bernthal. If you guys don't know, that's Kurt Angle's nephew.
Oh yeah. Yep. And so like, much with John. Man. If we talking about Walking Dead alum and stuff like that, John carved out a path for himself, whether it's been Walking Dead or The Bear currently, or just so much. He's been doing award a long time. I'm happy he got it for that one episode of The Bear and stuff like that. But like, shout outs to his talent and everything he brings. He brought something to this character for sure. And even your description on Frank, it reminds me of, ironically, of Mark from Invincible.
Oh yeah.
Where you got a character who gets his ass beat all the time and comes back like strong and stuff like that.
It's just you know what it is too. It's like a hallmark of the Netflix era of Marvel, because Daredevil, same exact thing. Luke Cage got his ass handed to him a whole bunch of times and always found a way to come back. So it's just like, but the Punisher, it just feels so different. You know,
that was a theme around this. You throw Jessica Jones near too. She got what?
Yeah. And Jessica Jones got emotionally beat too. You know, and she kept coming back. So
I mean, a couple of things with Frank, especially. I like the detail of not just the stuff that happened with his family and stuff like that, but these are like war veterans and stuff like that. They're dealing with their conversation about PTSD and stuff like that. Like one of the things that I took to heart in the season 1 finale and stuff like that is there's conversation at the end, and he was talking about what do we do after the bullet stop and stuff like that. How does it feel to come back home to all the dealings that we have to deal after all the stuff that we've seen and what we've been through.
Was one of the most underrated characters in like the entire MCU. I mean, that guy. I mean, how many of you guys didn't know that he was missing his leg until like the 5th or 6th episode of the season?
I did, that one caught me off guard the first time I remember watching the series.
He's kind of like, to make like a wrestling reference, he's just like that steady mid-carder that you could always depend on to put on like a good match. Every time that guy is on the screen, he just delivers. He's an amazing actor. So he feels like
a heart and a catharsis and stuff like that. That's why during the season 1 finale, when Billy was trying to come at his ass and stuff like that, you kind of get worried and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially the tension in that scene where he just pulls up and you think he got that gun under the bed and stuff like that, and Billy's just sitting there menacingly. And he's like, yeah, nope, I got your gun. Get up.
Crazy.
No, yeah. It's like, since we're going to that, I'm going to come back to Curtis because I actually have a quote from him. And I want to get you guys' thoughts on it. But in terms of the Marvel Netflix show, like you said, we had Daredevil, we had Luke Cage, we had Punisher with all of getting their ass kicked, coming back for more. And then
even Iron Fist.
Then we had Iron Fist.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the odd one out.
Yeah,
but that's neither here nor there.
What's your thoughts on the Iron Fist show exactly? Because usually that just be the one kind of redheaded stepchild of the bunch of stuff like that. What was your thoughts on the Iron Fist?
That's exactly my thoughts. It was the redheaded stepchild of the 4.
You know what it is? It was kind of miscast a bit. It was miscast a bit, and then the thing is, it didn't have that villain that the Punisher, Jessica Jones, Daredevil had. It's just like I really felt like they deflected a little bit too fast from the hand, because the hand in Daredevil is a huge deal, and I feel like Danny kind of vanquished the hand a little bit too easily, and then they went and turned Davos heel, so to speak, and it's just like Danny never feels really like human.
Yeah.
Because it's just like he's so detached from the rest of the world,
I like how you said that, because the one time that I started to get like really with Danny was when they did the Defender series and he actually had his time with Luke Cage, where I'm like, okay, I like the dynamic, because we all know the dynamic that we have here and how it should be. So when they started to play it up, I was like, I feel like I really like Danny now, where in his own show, I was like, I'm not really messing with Danny as much.
I feel like I cared more about Colleen in Iron Fist,
100%.
And plus, I mean, guys, come on, she's adorable. So it's just like, so it's just like I cared more about her transformation than I did.
When they was teasing by the end of the series, just in general, the Twin Dragons with when Misty came on and stuff like that, and it was really them time. I was more interested in what they was coming up with them.
And Misty is another one. Oh, all day I could watch her all day.
Misty, the second she lost the arm, I was like, oh, now we're cooking with gas here.
Yep. And then the Typhoid Mary stuff that they teased a little bit, with because Walker is Typhoid Mary, who's just such an amazing character in the comics. Season 2 was so much better than season 1 of Iron Fist.
I absolutely agree.
Yep.
That's when I started to get into, after his experience with the Defenders and stuff like that, and getting his own story and stuff like that. I feel like, all right, we're finally getting into the character. But when we finally get into it, canceled.
Yep.
Ain't that the life?
That's
it. That's the way it is, man.
Ooh, man.
So going back to Curtis, so he said this quote basically when we get our intro to him and he's talking to Frank. So basically, Kurt says nobody wants to be themselves anymore. Internet, social media, talent shows for assholes. Everybody wants to be somebody else. Nobody is just happy to look at themselves in the mirror and see themselves. This means they also don't have to take responsibility either.
Put on that mask.
Yep.
What are you doing?
That's heavy.
Yeah. Curtis is definitely one to drop them.
It's heavy. It's
on
true
that.
too.
Yeah. I mean, we chat about it all the time. Hey, we was talking about the social media generation and stuff like that, and losing oneself and losing identity and stuff like that. So yeah, he's chatting truth.
Yeah, my thoughts on that is that's all facts.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Everybody puts on a mask.
These are people that are kind of like detached from society and get society better than anybody else, because these are people that have like lost everything better than people that have everything. It's just beautifully, it's poetic at the same time,
Yep.
All right, so now we can jump around and get into some Frank action.
Yep.
So, co-host, how you want to take this now? Right?
So
around a little bit?
So yeah, I mean, we can bounce back and forth because my notes really dictate on the season finale of the season 1 stuff and that. So I'm gonna hop into what I have on it, and it's basically the breakdown of the season finale. I like basically how we opened up after we left off, Frank being bloodied up and stuff like that, and being taken over with Dina and David and stuff like that. They bring him back into the house, and he was losing blood badly and stuff like that. Right after Billy was removing his bullet wounds and stuff like that. We see the connivingness and extraness nature of Billy just with the way he took out the police officers coming through and how he cracked open the safe when they was all coming through with the police radio and stuff like that, how he took them out one by one. It's the calculus. Like, I just like the nature of the act of how he took Billy's character, and he was just so devious going through the episode with all his maneuvering, whether it's pulling up on Curtis, whether it's snatching up them workers and using Frank's own when it comes to vengeance and stuff like that, or just defending the public, just the nature. It's just all the stuff that was showing. I think Billy was a perfect, great. You was talking how Patrick was talking about villains being a great foil and stuff like that for each, and how Iron Fist was missing that. I think the Punisher did that well in season 1 with all that, and then the myriads of flashbacks that he was going through, dealing with all that PTSD of what happened to his family, and then the use of the carousel and their fight. I forgot how good the hand-to-hand combat was in this show. Yeah. Boy,
it's like shades of They Live,
Oh my God, they were maneuvering out here and stuff like that, and the gunplay was going crazy and stuff like that. The expert marksmanship, the conversation between Billy and Curtis in his apartment and stuff like that, all the way to the point of him getting him right into position, and Frank all the way on the other house that he could shoot him through the sniper and stuff like that. Crazy business.
Good stuff. Yo, this was some good stuff.
Yep. Just
Netflix was cooking.
Netflix knew what they had on their hand. It was maneuvering it and just doing so much here. And then I just like how sometimes we lead to certain things, because comic wise, you knew how Billy had to get a certain way, but the way how they did it was so graphic, how he messed up his face and stuff. Yeah,
because the thing is, in the comics, it's always like Jigsaw was beautiful once upon a time, but they don't really get into it as much as they really could. In this, it's almost the opposite, where you see him banging like the hot chicks and like making the money and having everything, and then
his charisma was on 10,
on fleek. Is that what the kids say now?
No, not anymore, but we still gonna bring it back.
He's got some riz,
Yes, like, there we go.
He's a playboy, but then to
Big time.
see Frank Castle just slowly, methodically
my
take it all
God.
away.
I
So
would
good.
never forget that ripping on the glass and his scream.
Yes.
Ah!
And the sound effects,
Oh.
you could almost feel it,
You said you'll remember every time you look in the mirror, you'll remember what I did to you, and just keep smashing them into the glass.
Yeah.
Ah, great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. Hell, even to connect that to wrestling, I could have easily seen that shit in my head, and I could just put Hangman and Swerve into that same situation.
Absolutely.
I did this to you.
Oh yeah, you gonna remember just like how you pulled it to my house, just like how I burned the house, just smash into the cage. Yeah, that would be great.
So good.
Oh my gosh, but yeah, the methodicalness of just Billy in general, and then the way how he just snatched up them carnival workers and stuff like that. And it was just one of those things where it was like the way how he had them string out, and the way how he used them to coax Franks out of his hiding spot and say that they're bleeding out and stuff like that. Like you never see a scene. All you see is Billy pull up to the carnival and he snatches those workers and stuff like that. You never see the scene where he probably like injures them or something like that. He just leaves them there, and you see the blood just. The use of blood in this show and stuff like that is crazy, but you just see them just bleeding out, and they're just on the carousel spinning, and it's gonna get bad if he just doesn't pull out. And Frank's got to do what he got to do, and it's just in the midst of that, and Dina showing up, and she getting shot in the head and taking a bullet to the head, like what? And surviving that is like, man, this show was something else, man.
They held nothing back.
They don't do it like that anymore, we're
hoping they do it somewhat like that with the Daredevil show coming back.
Somebody from Disney probably watched it, was like, hold up.
Yeah.
Who great like this?
Yeah. And then isn't John coming back to revise the Punisher?
Yes. That's what they're saying. They're saying he's coming back. So
I mean, we cannot bring him back and not keep the blood train running.
This is the thing too. We haven't really spoken about, and I don't think she has that much of an impact in the finale though. But like Karen Page's role in that first season is really special too. And considering like, I don't know how much you guys are familiar with Daredevil, but like the comic, the stuff that Karen Page went through in the comic, oh my God, like such a sympathetic character, never got like a fair shake and stuff, but they just did her so right in Daredevil and especially in Punisher. Yeah. So it's just there's strong women in this, there's cool guys, there's tons of shooting, there's some
I used to love all the time when Rosario Dawson would pull up in one of these shows. I'd be like, finally the nurse is here. Fix everybody got him.
Yep. I think that's like the nurse that like you want to get shot. You're like, if she's here, like, I'll take a flesh wound,
I mean, if you own that Luke Cage, you always trying to find some different coffee. Yeah,
man. And you know what's crazy? I had a tidbit about that. Originally she wasn't supposed to be in the show. The character, Karen Page.
Yeah.
Oh, Karen.
Yeah. Well, because the thing is, again, I don't know how much you guys know about the character in comics, but the way she died was pretty wild, and fans were kind of like really mixed on her for a really long time. And then when Kevin Smith took over the series, he was like, yeah, we're going to do something really crazy and we're going to kill Karen Page. And people were kind of like okay with it. So it's just like, how often are people like okay with the killing of the character? Like when they killed, the second Robin.
Yeah, I was just about to bring up Jason Todd with that.
Yeah, people were pissed.
So familiar.
People were pissed, but they wanted it though. That was the thing.
Yeah, because they voted on it.
Yep. But the thing is, it's just like, remember back in the day in the schoolyard, there was always that one annoying kid and everyone's like, yo, I wish somebody would just slap him. And then somebody slaps him. And they're like, yo, why'd you slap him for? Yeah. That's kind of what happened with Robin. But in the case with Karen, she was just like this love interest with Matt that just had so many problems, like drugs, porn. And then she just, Kevin Smith, took her out, he wrote her out and she killed herself and stuff like that. And it was crazy stuff, and when they started the Netflix series, it was just like, oh, they're going to bring Karen. How are they going to play her? And they ended up getting the redhead from True Blood, who's amazing, and she really she
did a great job.
Yep. She's the best of that character, so.
Yeah. And I mean, it's great to see that she's coming back for the new series and stuff like that. And you got to hope that they continue that same momentum. I mean, it feels like whatever the hell they had for the script before, they ripped it up and they realized they should just do Daredevil season 4 because it looked like everybody's coming back, and I'm very excited on that. So that should be super interesting.
Power back again, guys.
Okay, there we go.
Sorry about that.
Nice.
No, you're good. But yeah, we were saying from before, it seems like everybody's back for the new Daredevil. It looks like whatever they did, they ripped up the script, and now they're coming back with the ideally Daredevil season 4. So hopefully they can keep the same energy off of that with all the characters.
So I don't want to get too off topic, guys, but like, did you watch Echo at all?
Yes.
The Kingpin in the Echo was so amazing that like I could not wait for him to interact with Daredevil again, because like I was really scared that Disney was gonna really nerf Kingpin, and what they did is they just made him the best version of himself. So I am super excited for Daredevil because of that.
So
thank you, Disney.
What was your original thought when you saw him in Hawkeye? Was that the worrying point, and then by the time you saw Echo, it started to fix itself?
You nailed it. Yeah, because in Hawkeye, it was just like kind of like fan service, and I was just like,
yeah, because he was wearing the outfit and stuff.
Like, are they going to give us the Kingpin that we deserve, or are they just dropping him in here and stuff? So yeah, by the time Echo started, Echo was super underrated. I mean, the ending, that last episode was kind of like a little funky and a little corny, but it was still like when he got on that plane and he left, I was just like, yo,
with him running for the mayor and stuff like that.
Yep.
I feel like they're going back into their street bag, and I'm here for it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we got anybody want to chat any more about hopping around with what we have with the Punisher?
I just think there's so many different choices viewers have to watch Marvel stuff now, and I think like I feel like Punisher has really gotten a bad rap because I mean, like, let's be real, the MAGA people freaking love Punisher. Oh my god. But the thing is,
which is ironic.
It is. But the thing is, it's just an awesome freaking character.
Yeah.
And it's just like, especially if you're like us, like you guys are from New York, right? Yeah. So like if you're born and raised in like New York, Chicago, Detroit, parts of LA, like if you're black, white, Asian, if you grew up in the same neighborhood with each other, you're all tough and you all respect each other and stuff like that. It's just like Punisher is like almost like one of us in a way. Like he takes no crap from anybody, and it's just like it's something that everybody could like. And I hate that like that symbol has been adopted by
people,
by anybody, so it's just like a lot of people I know won't watch Punisher because of that, and I'm just like, but it's like I said, I meant what I said in the beginning, where I said it's like The Wire mixed with like a Clint Eastwood movie.
Absolutely
like
agree.
Or something like that, and it's just like, why would you not want to watch that? It's so freaking cool.
It is quality. It's an absolute quality watch.
Yeah,
it's like anybody that grew up in one of those regions, they know a Frank Castle.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
I totally 100% agree with what your take is on the show, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody. This is top quality. If you want the base of realism and just keeping it to that energy of an interesting show, just based around in a Marvel world where you won't even believe that it's a Marvel world point blank, I don't think you should be dodging the Punisher at all. And with John redoing this character going into the further Daredevil series and stuff like that, it gives I feel like whoever's gonna like tap into that show is gonna end up retroactively tapping back into old Punisher stuff.
Absolutely. I mean, I just think of, if Daredevil is done properly, we're gonna see Luke Cage pop up. We're definitely gonna see Punisher pop up. We should see Iron Fist pop up. But then the thing is too,
bring somebody else.
Spider-Man and Daredevil have an awesome relationship. They've always had an awesome relationship. So and the fact that we saw Spider-Man jump into X-Men 97 for a hot second and stuff like that. So it's just like, if they tease us with some Spidey, there's just so much good stuff that could happen. So I'm excited.
I'm down. I'm so down with more street level justice and stuff like that. Just in general, especially with the leading of going into like Kingpin as mayor and stuff like that. It's gonna be such a war going on. We don't even got it. You could take Marvel up into space and do their other stuff over there, but you can come here with the street level stuff all again, and I'm down with it again.
Yep, I feel the same exact way. It's just like with my comic book stuff, like with my comic book company, like all of my characters are like street level characters, because it's just like, man,
you can get it easier.
that whole dun 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 cape shit is like, it's old, it's over. You know, it's just like if somebody has superpowers, it has to kind of be like these guys fighting Daredevil. They don't know he's blind.
Yeah, they know a foot coming to their face. That's about it.
Yep. And then like Luke Cage too. Luke Cage don't look like his skin is impenetrable. He just looks
like anybody,
a big badass son of a bitch. You know, so it's just like, I feel like basing all these series in like some type of reality makes it so much more fun when you find out that like they have some type of ability. Like the way they did Luke Cage when he got sick and he went to the doctor and they couldn't even give him a needle. That's like, that is such good storytelling, you know? Like that's the type of stuff I'm into.
You know what I thought about? I thought about just being a regular average Joe in this universe. Man, you just coming for it like, yo, I'm tired of this city. Why are these brothers always here? Can't you go somewhere like Colorado?
Bro,
I mean, that's Frank Castle right there, you know?
Exactly. Between that and then, I mean, the Marvel series is all throughout New York and stuff like that. So, you know, when they have, because nothing will ever escape my head when they had the conversation in the first Jessica Jones and they would always reference the Hulk or something like that. So, like, the Hulk is always popping up, throwing somebody's new car in New York. And you're like, bro, you know somebody's stressed off of that.
Imagine taking the subway and you look over and you see Frank Castle.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
As long as I'm not the target and as long as I can get wherever you not going.
Right? It's like you're just like, oh shit.
Yep. That's
don't
crazy.
catch me in no alleyway with Daredevil. Don't catch me on the street corner with Jessica. Wherever Luke going, I'm gonna go the other way, brother. Like nah, bro. Nah, too much shit happening in New York on a regular basis. And then you got these superpower people rocking around like, bro. Nah, man. Nah.
We come with Patrick Staten Island because they don't seem to go there too often. So
yeah, that's oh my god, it's so funny.
Y'all got the protection of the woo.
Yep, that's true. That and the turkeys, man.
There you go. Shit, superpower turkeys in the woo.
These turkeys, man, I'm telling you, they're crazy over here, man. Because I lived in Brooklyn for 39 years, and when I moved over here, the first day we're driving over here, and then you see like 60 turkeys on like power lines.
What are they doing?
They sleep on the power line.
They run this shit.
Oh, is that why the power went out?
Yep.
Did it give way?
Oh my god, bro.
Dude, when they cross the street, they stop cars, and the thing is they live like right near the hospital.
Oh man.
So it's just like, imagine like an ambulance can't get through because there's like 60 turkeys trying to cross the street.
Somebody's dead in this truck because of these turkeys.
Guys, I'm gonna tell you what fear really is. So one day I'm walking with my kids and we're walking down the block and I see a turkey, and this turkey's like 4.5 feet tall, and it's wide. It's like a Scott Norton sized turkey.
Wow.
Oh my god.
So then what happens is the turkey is across the street, and I watch this turkey jump up in the air, flap his wings like 3 times, and now he's on the roof of somebody's house.
Oh nah.
Fuck?
I never saw a turkey do that before. So I'm like, they can fly like
Ninja
that?
turkey. Oh no.
Well, that's
turkey, right?
Well, that's the thing. Like in what's it called? January, I wrote a comic, Midland Beach Turkey Ninjas. And it tells the story of these turkeys as a Japanese Yakuza gang that runs Staten Island, you know?
You know what? This makes too much damn sense,
it
man.
Does. When you see these turkeys, man, you're just like, because Staten Island's like pretty tame. Like the toughest guy in Staten Island is just like a 5 on Brooklyn scale, you know?
Yeah.
But it's just like, you see those turkeys and you're like, nah. There's been plenty of times I'm walking like 9-10 o'clock at night to like 7-Eleven to get like a snack or something, and I'll just see like 5 turkeys in the middle of the street. I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Right?
Yep. So
yo, you know what that also reminds me? That reminds me of the Squirrel Squad from Pokemon.
Yes, dude. I'm telling you. But dude, they're mean. They are mean.
Anybody seen Animaniacs? Those are the good fellas of Staten Island.
Yes.
Listen. I went to school in Stony Brook in Long Island, and we was ran by geese out there. It sounded like Staten Island is ran by them turkeys, man.
They are. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And the thing is, they're fully protected by the government. Like you're
same with the geese. Oh my god, it sounds too damn familiar.
You're not allowed to shoot them or hurt them or whatever.
Nope, not run them over, not nothing.
Yeah, and they know they got government protection.
Yeah, they know. I don't know. I don't know who got into their ears, but like they know they run this shit.
That's the funny part, because like if you read my comic, it takes the narrator his name is Deathclaw. He's the oldest turkey like on Staten Island, and he's just like, yo, we run your shit, we run your politics, we sleep on your power lines, we control your access to medical and education and blah 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 blah.
Nah, for real.
You go to kick one of them turkeys in a black van and show up, and you like, oh.
But it's so funny. So
you celebrating what? Thanksgiving? Oh, not around these parts, brother.
Nope.
Oh my God,
it's crazy.
Nah, after this, you gotta send all the links to all your stuff, man, because all of this stuff that you're working on or have worked on sounds tremendous in general, man. Big kudos for that.
Thank you.
Did have one of the turkeys ever squared you up?
Like, oh, dude, a couple of times. Like, again, you're walking down the block and they just look at you and you're just like, all right, I'm going to keep walking at you. Can you just like leave me alone and not do anything? And they make like this noise and you're just like, nah, I'm good. Mm-hmm. And the thing is too, if one of them is like in between like two cars and you don't see them and it just like pops out of nowhere,
man,
I'm 6'4", I'm 275 pounds, and I will run from a turkey. Run from a turkey.
What's human nature to some turkeys, man? Especially when you don't know if the gang's gonna come out all around and they gonna chase you at full speed.
Well, see, that's the thing. Dude, the tall ones, the ones that are tall, if they stand up next to you, they're like right around your boys, so to speak. So you gotta punch them down. All they gotta do is peck straight forward, and they got you for life. Nah, that's good. I don't need to be neutered by a turkey. No,
fact. Oh my God!
The sound of turkeys running groups, so they might sound the X-Men.
Oh yeah. Over there. Well, that's the thing. It's like remember what Dave Chappelle used to say? Mm-hmm. Like, you never trust that one white guy that's hanging out with like four brothers and stuff like that. You don't. If you see one turkey on the block, you run from that one turkey. If there's 20 of them together, you'll be like, all right, I could like kind of just like make my way through. If you see one turkey by itself, that turkey did something.
Oh man.
Right.
Oh man, that's that Desmond turkey. You know he crazy. Oh nah.
Absolutely. That's that uncle. That's that uncle turkey, you know?
Yeah. He been around the block a couple of times. He got rid of a couple of turkeys that wasn't following line.
Oh man.
Oh my God. But yeah, so we closing. We just gonna close it here on the Marvel book and stuff like that. And we want to give you the opportunity to plug all your stuff right now, Patrick. If you got anything currently going on, anything that you want to plug in general, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah, absolutely. We have like 3 series at Legacy Comics that I'm super proud of. One, like I told you guys, is Midland Beach Turkey Ninjas. But we have another series called The Job, and it's basically about a pro wrestler. His name is Dan Dero. And he loses every match. He's a jobber. But he's got a smoking hot wife and he's got a great car. And all the other wrestlers are like, yo, bro, how do you afford like the car? Like, how'd you marry her? And he's like, yo, it's easy. I rob banks. And they're like, no, you don't. He's like, yeah, no, I don't. But he does. He robs banks, and his wife, who is his valet when he wrestles, she's his getaway driver. So it's kind of like if you guys have ever watched like Two Broke Girls and like the movie Point Break mixed with like Mickey Rourke's The Wrestler. It's a lot of fun. Nice. It's like a look at their relationship, but also too, whenever he robs banks, he wears a different lucha mask. So it's just like tons of like odes. Like if you love professional wrestling, there's so many lines in there where, like, you know, I'll throw in something like he kicked a guard in the face and his wife will be like, what did you do to that guard? And he's just like, I made him lose his smile, you know, like stuff like that. And you'll just be like, the writer of this loves pro wrestling. And that's the thing I do. I love pro wrestling. So it's just like
I got robbed by Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
I got robbed by La Parker.
Yep. Yeah. Tiger Mask, Blue Demon. So like we're getting ready for issue 3 now, and he's wore so many masks. And the thing is, like, he's been beaten by like so many there's an issue that just came out where it's like his first date with his wife, and he takes her to like a show, and he gets squashed by like Bastion Booger, you know, and stuff like that. So it's just like it's so much fun. So that's another series that we have that I really love. But then our biggest series is called Condry, and it's about a New York City homeless man who's trying to find out who killed his father. So it's just like, if you love Daredevil, if you love Punisher, like that street level vigilante type thing, it's awesome. He ends up meeting this elderly African American woman that he tries to rob on the street because he's homeless. So he's trying to get like food, and he tries to rob her, and she shoots him in the head, and they end up striking up quite a friendship because she's been his dad was a victim of gang violence, and so her husband, she lost her husband to gang violence. So, and it takes place in Brooklyn, so like there's scenes on like Flatbush Avenue and Coney Island, on Ditmas Avenue, Church Avenue, and stuff like that. So it's just like it's like a Brooklyn street level homeless vigilante. It's so much fun. So those are like
variety,
our three.
Man. The variety is great.
We've got tons of like really great stuff here. So between that and then all the voice acting that I've been doing, Five Nights at Freddy's. Last year I voiced Macho Man Randy Savage and 90 other voices for WrestleQuest. I voiced Nicolas Cage's character in the Renfield video game. So I've played Dracula before. Just tons and tons of fun stuff. Our two newest books too, we're doing alongside the American Cancer Society, their Comics Curing Cancer fundraising wing. So if you guys buy the new job book, Dark Matches, which is 3 new job stories, we donate a portion of the proceeds to the American Cancer Society. So we've got so much good stuff. We've got horror stuff. My daughter is 7. She wrote a comic last year. So we got stuff for kids. Nice. So we've got tons and tons of great stuff. So if you're into comics, then check us out.
Check them out, y'all.
Yeah, man.
Where can we find these comics?
LegacyComics.com. So it's legacy and then comics, COMIX.com. And if anyone orders tonight or whenever you guys officially air the episode, just you can leave it in the notes section of your order, and we will sign your books for free. We're gonna be at St. Anne's Comic-Con at the end of September. We're going to be at New York Comic Con in October. But if you guys order books from us online, we will sign them for free for you. So as our little thank you.
Definitely give me all the info that I will plug when this episode goes out. I'll add it all to everything that needs to, because everybody needs to know about all the work that you got coming and stuff like that and everything, man. It's good stuff, good variety, and the love letter to pro wrestling, the love letter to all kinds of New York stuff in general. I love it. Man, I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah, the job takes place in Brooklyn. The promotion he wrestles for is called the Brooklyn Grappling Association. So it's like it's just a lot of fun. If you're from Brooklyn, if you're from New York, you're gonna recognize underneath the Brooklyn Bridge, you'll be like, did he train with Johnny Rods? Maybe, there's just so much fun stuff going on in all of our books if you're from like the New York area.
That's dope, man. So big shout outs to that for sure, and we'll be plugging away when this episode comes out for sure. We got an email set up at blerdbynature@gmail.com, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Blerd By Nature, Twitter /X at Blerd By Nature, nature spelled Nature. Co-host, hit us with the YouTube.
You can find us on YouTube by searching for Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Hey, yeah. Patrick, you want to plug your stuff away as well?
Sure. I mean, I'm Google verified, so all you got to do is just Google Patrick Hickey Jr. and the little picture of me comes up, and it changes every day. Sometimes it says voice actor, sometimes it says comic book author, sometimes it says author. But just all you got to do is Google me, Patrick Hickey Jr., and all of my information pops up right away.
Hey, yeah. Always got to flex your stuff, man. You Google verifiable, show it off right there. Yeah, man. Yeah. Find them. Get the content. We gonna get down to some content for sure, man. It's great stuff for sure. So yeah, you can find us on all podcast platforms available and stuff like that. Any final notes from anybody before I hit the outro?
Yes, for any geese or turkeys that are listening to this episode when it drops, we want no smoke.
No smoke at all. No smoke at all. The way how I be hearing about y'all and how I've been seeing y'all is mighty dangerous. That they the real foes out here.
Oh man. All I'm gonna say is that it's been a blast to be on the show with you guys, and I think this is just proof that the geekier and the nerdier you are, the better conversations you get to have. I've been waiting to have this conversation all day, and you guys did not disappoint. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, man. Shout outs to you, man. You have a stacked legacy of what you've done and what you're currently doing and everything all together, man. Super impressed and super down with all the content you got. I'm super impressed. You sold the hell out of me on a lot of stuff, man. So big shout outs. Thank you for coming along and stuff like that. And I'm glad you enjoyed.
No problem, man.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hit the outro now. So thanks for joining us today from Black Thought to Nerd Proud. This is Nicholas, Mr. Go with the Flow.
And this is the man with the plan, Maurice.
And guess?
And this is Patrick Hickey Jr. Yeah, the cream of the crop. Can you dig it? Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. And this was another edition of the Blerd By Nature Podcast.
Thank you for listening, everyone. And until next time, peace.
Dig it.
Yeah.